Okay, hello. Can you hear me? Yeah. Sumed Lakhar, Divam Sharma. Okay, Rishi Rajput. All of you, a very good afternoon. Kumaoni Riders. Okay. Preeti Pal. Divam Sharma. इसी लेसन का वेट था. Okay, yes. So here it comes. So guys, welcome on Unacademy Warriors. This is Group Captain Rajesh Pandey. I am an assessor, former assessor, and I conduct SSB guidance, personality development on Unacademy. Right. So Avinash, road to defense. All right. Okay, just give me 30 seconds. I just want to ensure that I have your chat available with me. Okay. He is my aspiration after my mother. Okay, so that's very nice. ओके सो जैसे मैं अभी आपको इसके बारे में कैप्टन द इंस्पिरेशन फ्रॉम स्टूडेंट लाइफ ऑफ कैप्टन मनोज कुमार पांडे सो दिस इज द टॉपिक फॉर टुडेज क्लास टुडेज सेशन नाउ it's a matter of pride for me to also you know um, be sharing the same school as Captain Manoj Pandey. So he hails from the same school as I do, that is UP Scenic School, Lucknow. And of late, it has been rechristened as Captain Manoj Pandey, Uttar Pradesh Scenic School. And in fact, this year, the school is celebrating its Diamond Jubilee. That is 60 years of um, formation. So, incidentally, it happens to be the first Scenic School in the country. So we're going to learn something from the life of Captain Manoj Pandey. Now, when we see the life of Captain Manoj Pandey, basically today we are restricting ourselves to his life as a student, and that's what I want you people to, relate to him. So ऐसा नहीं होता है कि suddenly कोई आदमी महान बन जाता है. So वो बोलते हैं, एक आपने कहावत सुनी होगी, होनहार वीरवान के होत चीखने पात, right? So ये सुनी आपने कहावत ये पूनम डागर, have you heard this? होनहार वीरवान के होत चिकने पात. सो कई जो है द ग्रेट्स हु बिकम द लीजेंड्स, सो कहीं ना कहीं उनमें बचपन से ये कुछ इस तरह की चीज़ें ऐसी होती हैं जो लोगों को बहुत प्रभावित करती है, बहुत इम्प्रेस करती है. राइट फ्रॉम द टाइम यू आर अ चाइल्ड, पीपल कैन आइडेंटिफाई कि इस बंदे में कुछ है. सो इट इज़ द सेम थिंग जो मेरी आज की इसमें हम जो डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं. सो दिस इज बेस्ड ऑन द एक्सपीरियंसेस as shared by Captain Manoj Pandey with his very close friend Pawan Kumar Mishra. Now he was his class fellow, and so Mr. Pawan Mishra, I happened to, of course, interview him for this, and I have interviewed him on the life of Captain Manoj Pandey. He has written this book, हीरो ऑफ बटालिक, राइट. सो अगर आप ये बुक देखोगे जो मैंने कवर में दिया है, राइट. So Hero of Batalik. Now this is a book which has been written by Mr. Pawan Mishra, who has been a very close friend. Right? अगर हम बोले हिंदी में लंगोटिया यार, so that will not be a wrong analogy to give. Okay, so what he used to do is he used to write letters to Pawan Mishra, from even after while in the school, both of them were together. In while he went to the NDA, he used to write letters. वो जमाने में उस टाइम पे मोबाइल नहीं होता थे, इंटरनेट नहीं होता था. So everything used to happen through the letters. And through these letters, he used to even give a very detailed account of what all is happening at NDA, thereafter in IMA, and then in the army. Till the time, in fact, he has written a letter. The last letter was, I think, a few days before he was martyred. So I must compliment Mr. Pawan Mishra for having captured these moments of his life, and which have also now become an inspiration for a lot of students. Right. So the legend that we know now, Captain Manoj Pandey. And so before we proceed, a quick look at my profile. I'm Captain Rajesh Pandey, an Air Force veteran. I graduated from National Defence Academy. I put in over 31 years of service. And of course, before that, I've been a student of Uttar Pradesh Sainik School, Lucknow, a very proud student. I have conducted over 4,000 selection interviews at selection boards, been a former head training division at Defence Institute of Psychological Research, trained senior officers from the services as interim officers, overseen the training of GTOs and psychologists who are posted at SSBs, involved in research on new techniques for personal selection, and a certified psychometrician and a career counselor. So now let us just have a glance at some of the pictures of young Captain Manoj Pandey, or Cadet Manoj Pandey. Now this you see, this is in NDA. This is He's in his cabin at NDA. This is again at NDA. This is at UP Scenic School, right? And again, this is as a cadet. And other pictures, this is horse riding. This is somewhere in the J&K, again the snowbound area, while in the unit 111 GR. Here is this is the famous statue that we have in a bust of a soldier. This is at Scenic School Lucknow, UPSS Lucknow, right? And receiving a prize. Okay, Vicky Dubey, good afternoon. Again, now victorious, celebrating victory at some athletic events. So, like I said, the account is based on a book, Hero of Batalik by Mr. Pawan Mishra. So, this is myself interviewing Mr. Pawan Mishra here. So, I am not very sure if I can give you a glimpse of this interview. Let me just see if that is possible. You a picture in picture.
Certain qualities are there which are inherent in a person, and there are certain qualities which get developed,
Mishra, Sharma. No, I was just trying to get you clips of the interview.
Something like having two raw eggs just before a major event. No, this is something that you have read. What can I say on this?
तो ऐसा होता था कि हम लोग का एक बहुत बड़ा मेजर इवेंट होता था साइंस स्कूल में क्रॉस कंट्री तो सही हम लोग
Okay, that was an interview playing in the background. So, life as a student. So, he hailed from Sitapur, district Sitapur in UP. So just hold on, let me just check it out. There is this internet problem again. Okay, are you able to get me now? Are we back? So, Captain Manoj Pandey, he hailed from a small town called Sitapur in Uttar Pradesh, and his father. Then he shifted, to provide better education to the children. His father shifted from Sitapur to Lucknow and took some place on rent and worked odd jobs to ensure that his children got the best of education. Now, in Uttar Pradesh, there at least there used to be. I'm not very sure whether it is still there, but hopefully it is there. So there was an exam, All India Avasiya exam, right? So Manoj Pandey, he did qualify this exam. He earned 100% scholarship to study among the best public schools in the country. So I understand, that he chose to be at Uttar Pradesh Scenic School, Lucknow. Yeah, I do not know Vicky Dubey. I hope that it is there. Something like this must be there, right? So those from Lucknow, perhaps, or from UP can confirm this. Om Mishra, can you all confirm this? You know, you people are from Lucknow, UP. Whether इस तरह की scholarships are available or not, right? So he earned this 100% scholarship, chose to join Scenic School, Lucknow, in preference to some very good schools outside, even at Mumbai, I believe. So he chose to be close to where his parents were there. So it is also said that, as a child, he used to play with a toy gun, right? And when teased by older boys, wanted, while he used to come back from school, right? So, being a small boy, there were some elder ones or older boys who used to tease him. So, and he had within him to give them a very befitting reply. So, he is known to be a fearless and a daredevil kind of a boy, right from his childhood, right? So, he had this fearless and daredevil kind of an attitude in him. So he's supposed to have excelled in his studies. Now, obviously, someone winning that 100% scholarship would be a hardworking guy. So he was very hardworking, right? Um, okay. So he has been a hardworking and a very determined kind of a guy. He was also the best boxer of the school. He was the best all-round cadet. He qualified the NDA in his very first attempt. Now, as is revealed in the book, right? So he had this gift to empathize with everybody. Anybody he came in contact with, he talked to him as if he was very dear to him. So this the same quality has also been perhaps revealed by his mother, right? Who used to say कि हर एक कोई उसको अपना समझने लगता था. So the author of the book also emphasized very much on this, that uh, जिसके भी वो संपर्क में आता था, he used to empathize with him, and that guy used to think that no, he's my best friend. Yeah. So he had this knack of empathizing with people. So he is also known to be a very good planner. So while being in the school, किस तरह से आपको पढ़ाई करनी है, किस तरह से आपको preparation करनी है for some exam, all these things have been very vividly captured in the book. So further, he had that fighting spirit in him. Like I said, even as a child, अगर कोई उसको छेड़ता था, छोटे बच्चों को बड़े बच्चे कई बार छेड़ते हैं, परेशान करते हैं. So he wanted to avenge that. जो बेइज्जती आप समझते हो या जो भी लगता है. So he used to fight it out, right? And playing safe was not in his nature, right? So that is something, otherwise what happens is most of the people think, ठीक है, let us play safe, और क्यों किसी से पंगे लेने. But he was not one of the kind who would tolerate bullies, right? So while coming to this, I think there's one very incident that's been brought out, that there was there was some senior, in any boarding school, you have the seniors, who would perhaps boss over their juniors. So जो भी बोर्डिंग स्कूल में रह चुके हैं, उन लोगों को इस चीज़ का एहसास होगा कि जो सीनियर्स हैं वो जूनियर्स को थोड़ा सा कहीं ना कहीं परेशान करते हैं, और एक कोई ना कोई आदमी उसमें, कोई ना कोई सीनियर ऐसा होता है जो खास तौर से कमज़ोर बच्चों को परेशान करता है. So something similar used to happen, where he found that somebody, he used to bully the juniors, and he was a very tough guy, very well built guy. So what Manoj decided, he says, okay, we will ensure that this guy who is bullying the juniors or the weak guys, we will not allow him to continue bullying the other guys, bullying his juniors. So again, like this bully, when he was वो परेशान कर रहा था juniors को, so this guy all alone by himself, he confronted that tall guy. He was, I believe, quite heavily built as compared to Manoj Pandey. And he told him, he said, okay, you better not touch these guys. And uske baad the bully stopped his, those actions of troubling the juniors. So he had those kind of things, right, as a young boy, maybe 15 years, 14 years. So that was एक जो attitude है, that was very much there. Right. So then there is another thing here, where the author has, explained one event where Manoj got poor marks, in Sanskrit exam, and we never expected, uske marks itne kam aayenge, and when his friend told him, कि यार तुम्हारे संस्कृत में इतने कम मार्क्स कैसे आए, he says, okay, ये next exam में देखते हैं, next exam I will ensure that I'll top the class. And that is what happened. So he focused and determined to do well in Sanskrit exam, and obviously in the final exam, he topped the Sanskrit in his own class. So that was the kind of challenges that he used to accept. So challenges as a student, whether it was in studies, whether it was in sports, whether in social field. So these were some of his hallmarks. Then coming to cross country. As you would understand that most of the schools, boarding schools, scenic schools, military schools, they have this cross country run. So जब शुरुआत में आप cross country दौड़ते हो, maybe in 7th class, there are maybe 200, 300 students running the cross country, and you are given token. When जैसे जैसे आप पहले जो स्टूडेंट आते हैं रनर्स, they are given token, and these token are given to say about 100 odd people, the first 100 people who come. It could be 100, it could be 150, but yes, it is not given to all the people, so it is given to those people who are performing better. So he's supposed to have performed poorly in this cross country in 7th class, and to the extent that say if there were 250 cadets and 100 cadets were given this token, he was not a recipient of this token. Obviously, this was something he took it to his heart, and he said, okay, next time onwards I'm going to do well. So next cross country, the next year he improved his position, I believe, to 11th, and in class 9th he got his first position in cross country. So this is the kind of determination he showed. All right, so then we come to athletics. Okay, athletics also he is supposed to have 400 meters, 800 meters, those races. So he's not only in cross country, even in 400, 800 meters, 1500 meters, he's won medals, some 2-3 medals. Then there's a very interesting incident about boiled eggs. So when he came first in the cross country, so his friend asked him, he says, तुम्हारे इतने अच्छे दौड़ने का राज क्या है? So he says he talked to the seniors who had been doing well. So he got to learn from them कि अगर आप एग्जाम से थोड़ा से पहले या किसी भी ऐसी एक्टिविटी से जहाँ पे आपको फिजिकली काफ़ी काम करना पड़ता है, मेहनत करनी पड़ती है, उससे पहले if you have 2 boiled eggs, okay, so your performance is definitely going to improve. So he followed that advice, and he started having those boiled eggs just before any such event. Okay, captain, assistant, commandant 2. Okay, we will see that there are Vichitra Sisodia. Okay, we will try and see if we can do that, right? So he has been a house prefect. Okay, जैसे I had mentioned earlier, he has been very keen to ensure that any junior, is not harassed by any senior guy in the hostel. Now, whether it was here or it was later in his life, so he had been very, very clear on this. So he used to keep his juniors under his wings. तो एक वहाँ पे एक junior house होता है, एक senior house होता है. So he was the house prefect for the junior house, and he used to look after the cadets very well. Many records in the academy too. Yes, must have made records. So he used to be an all-rounder, right? So like I said this. So he was also the best all-round cadet of the school. He was the best boxer. He excelled in studies, qualified NDA in his first attempt, and so we have had one very revered teacher, Mr. Rampal Shukla. Okay, now he's a teacher who has even taught me chemistry. He was an excellent teacher, very well respected. In fact, he had also been an instructor at the National Defence Academy, where somehow he didn't continue there, and he again came back to the UP Sainik School, Lucknow, and started teaching the cadets in the school. So he has been very attached to the school. Now, when he was asked, okay, what is your opinion about Manoj Pandey? So he said it is very difficult to find even a single event where Manoj Pandey performed below average. So that was the kind of reputation he carried, in the school, among the teachers, among the seniors. So everyone took note of him. Even his seniors started taking note of him कि okay, इस बंदे में कुछ खास बात है. Okay, so now there is another aspect to it, his personality, where he is known to be a very good planner. Yeah. So a very good planner he was. Okay, I'll just read out a small anecdote from the book. He used to follow a meticulous routine in his life, and it was complemented well by his immense pool of energy within him. He had an uncanny skill with everything he did. He used to whistle with all his 10 fingers in 10 different ways, right? Uh, Once he decided to learn table tennis, and within days he was defeating the best players of his house. Cadets used to play table tennis post dinner and at times after completing their night study. He was a quick learner. So that is another aspect. No, he had been a very quick learner. His grasp of things has been extremely good. So and he has been very adaptable, right? Now, I'll keep telling you these incidents, as and when I recall them. So it is said that he went when he went for his interview at SSB. He is supposed to have told the interviewing officer that I want to become, I want to get Paramveer Chakra. Okay, so that was what he said during his interview, right? Then, when he was asked for his choice of arms, in the army or in IMA, when you are about to pass out in your final term, you are asked for your choice of arms, right? So, choice of arms may you're supposed to give, say, you can get infantry, artillery, and then you can say maybe armored or something, आप ऐसे भी बोल सकते हो. But he said infantry, infantry, infantry. Okay, so all three choices, he said it is infantry. And that's how he got first 11 Gorkha rifles. And when he joined his company, right? So that was in J&K area. So he's supposed to have got highly inspired while meeting one Brigadier V.S. Yadav, now who was from the same unit, and he was a V Chakra. So he was very inspired by him. At the same time, he also came to know that there's one Lieutenant Puneet Dutt, who had been martyred while fighting during the insurgency, right? So during the internal security, and he was awarded Ashok Chakra. So he had uh, high regards and highly inspired by these martyrs, these warriors or these gallant soldiers. And like I said, no, he adapted to the new environment very quickly. A quick grasp. Anybody who's having a quick grasp would weigh things, and then he can take a decision. मैं यहाँ पे ये सब इसलिए आपको बता रहा हूँ because all of you are wanting to join armed forces. um, so you've heard about a lot of OLQs. So हम OLQ as such बात नहीं करेंगे, but the thing is, the qualities that a military leader or any leader that um, any good leader needs to have. These are the qualities which are there in the individuals, right from beginning itself. If you recall, we had done a um, we said identify the seeds inside of you and nurture them. So हम में से हर एक के पास में कुछ ना कुछ इस तरह का होता है जिसको हम नर्चर कर सकते हैं. सो दीज आर स्मॉल थिंग्स लाइक वी सेड होनहार वीरवान के हो चिकने पात. तो आप स्कूल में कॉलेज में आप जब होते हो तो आपने बहुत सारी कुछ एक्टिविटीज ऐसी की होती हैं जिनको अगर आप फॉलो कर सकते हो इन लेटर ईयर्स, द सेम थिंग विल गिव यू good fruits, right? So I would urge all of you to identify the seeds, the qualities that you have inside of you. If you try and analyze your own performance, it is whether it is in academics and how you've been able to achieve certain things in academics. Is it because of your hard work? Is it because of your quick grasp? Is it because of your good environment? Is it because of your determination, right? So identify these kind of things by analyzing your achievements and build on those, right? All right. Okay, so it is also revealed that he was a favorite student of every teacher there in the school. He got scholarship in his 6th, 7th, 8th class, and whatever money he got as scholarship was deposited in bank. And through this savings, he's bought a new cycle for his father, right? As he thought that the present cycle that he was using, that was too old to ride. So that was the kind of responsibility and concern for his family, and he's known to have shown a lot of concern for all his friends and his jawans in the unit. So they were ready to lay their lives if he had to say something, and that is what ultimately happened when he was martyred. So the last word that he uttered were na chornu. That means chorna mat, right? So that is the kind of he had this much of concern for all his not only elders, for his juniors. Okay, so one day he says, one day Manoj said to me that mummy, one day I will do such an act that the whole world would come to know of me. And when I asked him what great he was going to do, then he started laughing and said, mummy, wait for right time and do remember my words. He says, today whenever I go to any place, uh, then everybody knows me by his name only. It makes me feel like miracles of Manoj only, right? So this is what his mother had to say, right? So like I said, he had a lot of compassion. Yeah, so a lot of compassion also he had for the poor. So he says when he bought lunch pack for him and handed over to Manoj, suddenly an old lady came in front and started staring at food. Suddenly Manoj handed over all his food to the old lady without saving any amount for himself. Right. So that was the kind of heart he had, full of compassion. And he always got in touch with his friend uh, to inquire about his family, कि मेरे घर में जाके पता करते रहो, how are these, how his parents, how is his brother doing, etc., etc. And in the school itself, you have those very limited resources those days. So there used to be a TV in the school. So there used to be a serial titled Paramveer Chakra that used to be telecast during that time. Every episode was dedicated to one gallant soldier who had been bestowed with his Gallantry Award of India, highest Gallantry Award. It was telecast every Sunday at 10 a.m. and one was sure to find every cadet in the entertainment room of the respective houses. The storylines used to be so gripping that cadets used to watch the TV screens as if they were bound by some spell. Once the serial was over, we all used to sit and analyze the heroic deeds and the way the Paramveers used to accomplish their tasks. We all used to sit and make comment as if we were some master strategist and tactic experts. Manoj also used to chip in with his boastful moments. Who know Manoj was the only one of with his foresight to comprehend the requirement of such situation. Manoj had chosen his favorite enemy in the Chinese army. The stimuli behind all this was the belief that Chinese betrayed us in 1962. Now, this is Manoj Pandey thinking during his school time. Now, the Galwan has happened now. No, we are all becoming again wiser as regards the Chinese intents are concerned. So this was Manoj Pandey, who at that time itself, he thought that the Chinese were the biggest enemies. So this serial also generated a fetish in all of us for a muscular physique. Yeah. So here he was a little short in height. So everyone wanted to, grow in height, become taller. So people used to, even during our time, we had um, some those medicines, कि आप ये खाओ और जल्दी लंबे हो जाओगे, right? So we had during our time, I remember, we used to have this increment tonic, जिसके एक जो कवर होता था उसका उस पे एक जिराफ बना होता था. So you know, if you were having those increment tonic, you would, you know, grow as tall as giraffe. So something like this was also tried by uh, Captain Manoj Pandey during his school days. So this is, you know, these are things, you know, which happen to um, all of us, right? Don't you all think, you know, you all have also been, you know, subjected to these kind of life experiences? Vikit Dubey, Ankit Singh, Monica Sharma, Sumed. So don't you think आप लोगों के लाइफ में भी इस तरह की बहुत सारी घटनाएं हुई हैं जो जिससे आप रिलेट कर सकते हो? You know, yes, someone is more determined, someone is slightly less determined, someone is very quick in grasp, someone is not so quick in grasp, right? How many of you have had those kind of, you know, tonics or something to, you know, grow taller or become muscular? Hmm? So can you just tell me how many of you have tried this? I'm sure, you know, many of us try these things, you know, and now you have, when you go to the gym, there are so many supplements that you take, right? Just to become a little more muscular. Calcium sandos and played basketball. Yes, no, these are the typical things that you do to change your height. Okay, there's another you know, thing that was very typical of him, that he used his discretion, right? So it's not that कि आपने जो आपके सामने आया आपने वही कर लिया. So you apply that discretion and that you select exactly what you need to do. When we say, you know, that speed of decision, एक जो OLQ के बारे में आप बहुत बात करते हैं. So speed of decision is appropriateness of decision and choosing, you know, prioritizing your reasoning ability, right? So prioritizing what you need to do first and whether you need to participate in every activity or you need to participate in certain activities, right? So this is one small anecdote here. Um, so when you know, right time and right decision. So जब ऐसा हमने कई बार देखा है, you know, a lot of us what we do is uh, you know, you get interested in certain things, you get interested in extracurricular activities or certain games and sports, और उसमें आप अच्छा करने लगते हो, you continue to spend more time in those sports thinking that, you know, because अच्छा भी लगता है, you know, once you get success you feel very good about it, right? So in that moment of success, you at times, you know, you forget that, you know, there is something more important at hand. आपके हो सकता है एग्जाम्स आ रहे हो, तो उस टाइम पे it is better to use your discretion and spend more time on studies rather than, you know, pursuing those events in which you have been very successful. Okay, So something similar was done by him also, by Captain Manoj, when for the cross country he said, okay, I'm not going to participate or practice much for cross country because no, I have to start working on studies, right? So he says, my final aim of getting first rank in cross country was yet to come. Uh, yeah. So he said, no, he had his own priorities. He did not just follow anybody that, okay, everyone is doing so, or he also has to do something like this. So he is known to have done so many things which were out of the ordinary, right? I think the list of things that can be shared is so vast that probably even 2 hours will not be enough. So I do hope that you have enjoyed this session. At some point of time, very shortly, I'm going to come out with this interview, right, with Mr. Pawan Mishra, who's been the author and a very, very, very close friend of Captain Manoj Pandey, the legend, right? So I do hope that you have liked this, and do like, do share. Even if among your friends, yeah, maybe someone who's not been able to watch this now, if you share it with him, I'm sure they would be enthused to learn about the life of Captain Manoj Pandey as a student, right? So we're not talking what he did in battlefield, but this is just to give you some kind of an idea as if ये आपकी लाइफ में भी होता है, राइट? और उससे आप कुछ सबक सीख सकते हो and draw inspiration from that, right? So thank you very much, and Jai Hind.